Edition of Cast Iron IRL. Let's see if we have anybody come in yet. If you are here, please hit the like button. Let me know you're in. We have our special guest, Mr. Artie Bliss is here. And he has brought us a ton of stuff. A ton of stuff to check out. We've got everything, anything you could possibly think of. And there we are. We are live, so we'll be able to see the communities, the comments. There we go. We'll have our live chat. All right, so we already got a few people coming in. Rick Stumbaugh, how are you, buddy? Good to see you. Hello. Like I said, we got my buddy Artie Bliss, cast iron extraordinaire. Corey Clark, RT Scott, how are you?
Corey. Hi, Artie Scott. Greg Hart.
Greg Hart, he's here.
Cool, man.
Yeah, we'll just give it a minute. Hey, Val, what's up? How are you? Jay Justice, fashionably on time. Rick Stumbaugh. Yeah, and we also are doing a simulcast on Facebook, on Artie's Facebook, which is...
Knowing Your Bliss.
Knowing Your Bliss.
That's my cast iron profile.
There you go. So like I said, we'll just give it, we're just going to give it just a second for people to come in, about 20 seconds, and then we'll just start going through stuff. We have a lot of stuff. Hey, Martha, good to see you.
Hey, Martha.
Yeah, Martha's here.
I was just at your house.
Yeah. Martha's here.
I love Ray and Martha, man. Those are my peeps.
All right. All right, Artie, I'm going to let you... Rick said he likes your shirt already. And you'll be able to read the comments over there if you can see them okay. Can you see them okay, Artie? All right. Yeah. There you go.
Basically, any kind of questions you have, I'm here just to show off some cast iron, some rare stuff, common stuff that you can't really get. Basically, it's been discontinued. It's like a limited run. It's lodge made. I could talk about the process of my restoration. Everybody does things different. I'm not a cast iron cultist. I'm not here to try to convince you to do it my way. I'm just sharing how I do it. I always encourage people to find your own niche. That's you got to get your own niche. You got to. Cast iron's a funny thing, man. It works differently for each person. So mainly just don't give up. Just keep going. You'll figure it out. I did. I'm a dummy. I listen to what other people say. I read their articles online, I read these threads, and I pay attention to their successes and their failures. That's basically all I do. And the cast iron community, those guys are really cool. They're willing to share what they know, and I've learned a lot from them.
Hey, First Kind One, are the skillets from Walmart any good? Well, it depends on which ones you get. I would stick with the lodge ones. You're really not going to pay much more for those than you would the what's that one brand that they have there? Shoot, I can't remember the name of the ones that are there. But yeah, the lodge ones are good. I'd stay away from the other ones. I'd stay away from the Chinese ones back in the sporting goods section. Lodge usually has its own section right there in the front. With the other skillets, I would stick with that. They're not that much.
Yeah, you're supporting local jobs down in Tennessee.
Hey, Bob the Builder. Hey, buddy, what's up?
Product.
Jan Batista, good to see you. Yeah, we got a lot of new faces tonight. Yeah, if you just smash like button so I know everybody's there, it kind of helps with everything. Brings everybody's name up so I can say hi to everybody. That helps on my end. I kind of do mine a little different than a lot of people. So anyway, Artie, you want to start off with your first thing that you got there? Because we got a ton of good stuff.
Yeah, actually, I just found this day before yesterday. It's a Belmont waffle iron. This started out as Belknap. It was a hardware company down in Lexington, Kentucky. They had Stouffer make them a waffle iron, and then he eventually became Belmont. That company was actually bought out and became True Value. Then these are they're not hard to find. They're out there. Usually people don't want to come off of them. I don't know if you can.
Here, I'll grab it.
Really see this.
Yeah, I'll grab it up there.
I had a number 8 Belknap. Sold it because somebody wanted it. I kind of like raffled it off.
Number 7.
Donated it to.
Hard to find size.
Yeah, the 7s are tougher.
Yeah.
I was a lot
beautifully
down
restored, by
finding
the
that,
way.
man.
Beautifully restored.
But
Yeah, these are nice.
yeah, and then what's really cool about these, Stouffer has this pattern where they got little crosses. Now, I don't know if it's true. I talked to an old guy. He said that little pattern allows you to use less honey, jelly, or syrup. I don't know if that's true or not. Like, it's hearsay. Here's a cool piece. It's a Ohio piece. It is heavy. It looks like a waffle iron, but it's a sandwich toaster made by A.C. Berkey. It was made in North Canton, Ohio, and it's called the Tasty Sandwich Toaster. He tried getting a patent on it, but Wagner already had one on it. The thing is monster heavy. The guy was a druggist. He had a pharmacy. He had a restaurant and a general store. We think this might have been used in his restaurant. A year and a half after I found this one, another one was found, and so far, like these are the only two that exist. I don't know if you can see how smooth it is on the inside. You lifted it, you know how heavy.
Yeah, it's definitely
heavy,
it's
man.
definitely an it's definitely made to use in a restaurant. It's a lot thicker and a lot harder cast than
Oh yeah.
than say something like even
It's
the
a
waffle iron right next to it that's for the
I'd say that's at least 20.
oh my god, yeah.
pounds
You're building up neck muscles using that. I can't imagine the guy that flipped that every day making sandwiches. He probably had a neck like a horse.
This is just it's the smallest camp oven that Lodge made. It's a number 5. It holds a pint, so that would be what, 16 ounces. They discontinued that 10 plus, maybe even 15 years ago, I think. I've seen those sell as high as $500. They range about 200, 300 now, I believe. All of a sudden, like mysteriously, several of them started coming out. This is the number 6. It's still in the box. I give $26 for it. It's worth more than that now.
Put a 0 behind it.
Yeah, see, it's not what you say, old stuff. It's relatively newer, but it's discontinued.
Now, how long ago was that discontinued?
I'm thinking like 7 or 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Maybe less, maybe more. I
Yeah.
can't quite remember. I just
Well,
remember.
it's hard to, and for folks out there that don't deal with a lot of lodge or try to date lodge a lot,
Yeah.
especially even newer lodge, when you call lodge, you can't get a definitive answer even from them.
Yeah.
It's hard to get it. It's hard to get a definitive answer when they run. Like when I called about that elk skillet, they had a hard time telling me which one, if they sent it to, if that was for a Cabela's run,
Yeah.
if it was for Bass Pro run, if it was for
Yeah.
both, but it didn't come out with it in their collection.
Yeah.
So it's hard. It's you kind of just know from when you buy it.
Yeah.
Even if you buy it from the store, that's when it was made, roughly.
See the different sizes.
Yeah. And now, what size is that one? A 6?
This is a 6. This
Yeah.
is a quart, so it's 32 ounce. I've got everything from 5 clear down to the 16 of this pattern.
And notice the handles on the top too. Those are these exclusive to the tab handles, or is that exclusive to that
size?
To that size?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think once you hit 8, it goes to the loop handle.
Yeah. They do have a loop handle on them.
Yeah.
But because I know a lot of times people get they want to get these mixed up with Asian or BSR. The BSR didn't they had the hole through them, didn't they?
I just found a group handle 1 quart pot that people thought BSR did, and I turned it over. It had the same lettering, but it's Taiwan right on the bottom.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot of times you'll find out, when people think they have like an unmarked BSR,
I just seen that yesterday.
they're actually an Asian pan.
Yeah.
That's they'll get into that.
I love Lodge. Lodge, I mean, like 95% of my collection is Lodge. Even when I had 3,500 pieces, the majority of it was Lodge.
The thing of it is that I like, and I discuss this with people just about every Thursday when I do this, that it's the Lodge still makes the cool stuff that you're not going to get in a Wagner or in a Griswold. You like a loaf pan, a casserole dish. You're not going to find these things. You're just not going to. A lot of times they weren't even made.
Yeah.
And that's just something you can you can get on the internet for $30-$40 and order right from Lodge or get from Walmart.
Yeah.
Or a big box store. What do you want to do next? You want to do the?
Yes. I found this in Ohio. This was at the Reason why I'm not really looking at you guys, for those of you who just came in, I'm actually doing a live stream for my pal Chris. He's on YouTube. Honey J Badger. What's the I keep forgetting the front part.
A cast iron IRL.
Cast iron.
I try to make
IRL.
everything as difficult as possible.
Yeah, sorry, I'm not ignoring you, but I'm just like, this is the secondary camera.
Yeah.
And I'm doing this for him. But anyway, this is a pressure cooker. See this little guy right here? Check this out, man. This was the old. I'm telling you, I love this old stuff. Look at this. I found this at
You want me to hold the lid?
The Springfield Antique Center. And it was there for a couple of years, and finally on our way to St. Louis, man, I stopped and bought it. I'm like, I gotta have this, man. I've only seen 2 pressure cookers in the whole time I've been doing cast iron. In the past, well, since 2012, I've driven over 1 million miles to all these different obscure antique shops and the state sales, all this stuff, man. I've seen a lot of cast iron, man. I've passed up on a lot of stuff.
Hey, Cynthia Wesley, how you doing? Glenn Campbell, thanks for showing up. Thanks.
I don't know who makes that. It just says call on it.
Call cast iron. Yeah, that's a place. That's a foundry.
Is it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't really do a lot of research on this.
Yeah, that's a foundry.
I really depend on a lot of my other pals in cast iron on Facebook. Like these guys are like walking encyclopedias, man. And
yeah, well, that's for me. It was I do a lot of stuff like I just did a deep dive on Lawler cast iron the other day, and I do deep dives on the foundries.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What happened to them? Now they're Fairmont iron. They're still around.
Yeah.
But they did a lot of Lawler did a lot of stuff, and they make the neatest cornbread pan if you ever get a chance to see a Lawler cornbread pan, because they did ornamental iron.
Yeah.
So all their pieces are they were the first company to do 2-stage water heaters, steam water heaters. That's what they were famous for. And then they just made like Lodge, they made sewer pipes and whatever. But yeah, I mean, that's where I get into it.
I've got a box here that's a Pullman coal furnace.
Oh, okay.
I thought it was like a grill, but it was missing the grate on top.
Yeah.
And they were a company that made casings for gearboxes and hydraulic pumps and pipes. Like, they made all this stuff. And then they made that. So when I found that, I took pictures of it. We'll get to that. We'll show what.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of the few it's one of the few coal furnaces that exist that's complete.
Yeah.
Like, you still find them complete.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can see the bottom of just a regular pan. What Cole did to just pans.
Oh yeah.
It pitted them to death.
Now here is a really nice Erie number 4. I found this yesterday.
Yeah.
I lucked out getting it. I mean, I paid a little
See if we
bit more than what I
get a
wanted
good
to,
picture of that. That's a really nice one.
That's gonna clean up sweet, man. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
That's neat.
That'll go for.
And if you can't read it, it says patented March 10th, 1891. It doesn't say 18, but it's 91. So it's got to be 1891. It's a cool piece and super light.
The inside smooth.
And it even comes with the obligatory sparkles that you get, the Christmas sparkles that come free with everything that you get in an antique store or Goodwill. It's got tons of the green ones. Glitter, that's the word I was looking for. Yeah, it's got tons of free green glitter in it. Yeah, that's super cool.
Let's open up this bad boy.
Yeah.
I didn't pack this stuff for shipping. I just packed it for me driving.
Yeah. You want me to undo anything?
You can get whatever you want next.
And just whenever you're done with that knife, I'll pop that open.
These are flop griddles. Now, there's a BSR flop griddle in here.
Hey, Huey, what's up, buddy?
Huey! What's up, Huey? I love Huey.
Yeah, Huey's a good dude, man. I like Huey.
Yeah, this one here, this is the 4-cavity BSR. I think I read just the other day, somebody said there's like 8 or 9 of them known to exist.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty rad.
One just sold for like $800 like 6 months ago.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Now, you can see somebody took the value away from this. They grinded the cooking surface.
Yeah.
But I don't care. I'm gonna use it. You know what I mean? I still bought it for a couple bucks.
Yeah.
Restored it. I've actually used this at the camp.
I've never touched one of these before.
Really?
Yeah. Well, it's a lot heavier than what you think it would be. Yeah.
Man, my grandkids love this thing. It's like.
Now, how do you know that's BSR?
The markings. There's markings on it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Because I didn't know what it was. I took pictures of it and I showed all the guys. They're like, oh, that's a BSR. Where'd you find that? It's like,
what do you
right
mean?
here. See this?
No.
There's an S. But it just the
Do you mind if I pick it up?
Oh yeah, go ahead, man.
Okay.
Yeah, show it to everybody.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Okay, yeah, there's the number 8 up there at the top. I don't know if you can, let me see if you can see that or not. Where do I want to go with that?
I got a fascination with flop griddles. I've only got 3.
Beautifully, it's got a little surface rust on it, but the rest of it is really restored well. We could use this right now if you wanted to.
I had it down in the basement, which I should have done. It got a little moist down there this year for some reason. I brought it back upstairs real quick.
And what do you got there?
This is another flop griddle. This is another Canton, Ohio piece.
Hey Tom, Tom's Food Factory, what's up?
That's
Jody, how you doing? Glad you guys could make it. These things are. This is some stuff you're not going to see unless you're looking on the internet. I mean, I'm not saying people don't have great
little square cavities. Aren't those nice?
Great collections out there. I don't know what anybody has, but for me, I've never seen a lot of these, and I've seen a lot of cast iron. So let's flip this over.
Dude, listen, man. My grandmother got me to cast iron when I was about 12. She used to do rummage sales for the church. She would pay more money for them so people wouldn't try to rip off the church. So she had all this cast iron in her basement. She'd have me help her restore it her way. I thought I knew a lot about cast iron until I got on Facebook, and man, I learned a lot from the cast iron groups.
Yeah, and this is from the Canton Griddle Company. And the patent, I don't know if you can see the patent number on it, but it's April 28th, 1896. That was a while ago. That was at least last week.
See, a lot of times you just see the round ones. You got the round cavities.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. Put that one.
I've got the handle to that, but it's at the house.
Okay. Oh, this is the other way.
Yeah.
Mrs. Schaefer's. Now, I saw something about this, and I looked this up, and there's really not much about this, and I forget what I was looking. I forget which piece I was looking up, but Mrs. Schaefer's, they made some other stuff.
Show for my pal on his YouTube.
Let's see. Manufactured by Penn Manufacturing Company. September 24th, 1880 is what it looks like. Yeah.
What's cool about those, man, you could just,
There you go.
like if you have one of those batter dispensers for pancakes, man, you take that to the camp. The kids love them, man. You just crank them out and you're feeding everybody in no time. You get all 3 of them going.
Yeah.
They're all about the same size. Now these, what's cool about this square one, have you ever had a breakfast sandwich made out of pancakes?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's freaking rocking, man.
Yeah. You know what I've been making as far as pancakes go?
What's that?
Have you ever had diner pancakes? Malted milk pancakes?
I don't think I have.
Oh my God.
Really?
Oh my, yeah. That's a game changer. Malted milk. I'm gonna do that one of these Sundays on one of my lives. Do the malted milk pancakes. That is where it's at. I shouldn't even be talking about it because now everybody's gonna do it.
Yeah.
And they're gonna get millions of views, and I'll get none. As usual.
Yeah, man. People like to swipe your ideas.
Fatty Meats, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Okay, you want to open the 14?
Yeah, we could do this.
Or maybe
My wife bought me this. I don't know if it was for our anniversary or if it was a birthday or what.
Huey, you might know what this is.
I would really like to spend the money to get all of the Blacklock stuff.
Huey just won it.
Man,
Did you hear about?
Yeah, the whole thing.
Yeah, he won.
Way to go, Huey. Way to go, buddy.
Huey won the recipe contest for the whole year. Like every year, he had a he entered the recipe contest every month, and he won. And he won the whole set, and he had the 14. He had the foresight to buy the 14. So then, because they discontinued the 14s. They don't make them anymore.
It's like every week he's always finding something cool.
Well, he bought the 14 ahead of time, and then he got the set from Lodge for winning. He got the entire Blacklock set, and he had the 14. So he has the original full set of the
There's
Blacklock.
another guy on Facebook.
That's pretty.
His name's Gunner. He's a young kid, but he's not a kid. He's just a young man. Mm-hmm. He's one of the most like gung ho guy. He gets out there. I mean, he finds loads of like rare stuff that you just don't see. But he's determined.
Yeah.
He's got the drive. You can't discourage him.
Yeah.
You know, it is cool. He's that age, and he's got this wealth of knowledge, a cast iron in his head.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love this. Look at the detail.
I know they're pretty pants.
Freaking Blacklock's awesome, man.
Yeah, and they're light. Can I?
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah.
And you know the glass lid. You just so happen to have one right here.
What?
I think it fits it, man.
Yeah.
Look, that lid actually fits.
Yeah, that's
all
my
three
lid. Yeah, just sitting right there on top of my 17 and my 15 back there, right behind him. I'm trying to. I don't know if I ever showed my actual rack. I don't know if I've actually ever showed my rack on the live streams before. But
Yeah,
there's been a few of these live streams I've done where I was pretty in the bag. I just wasn't even sure if I was. I'm not even sure what I said when I was on them. I've been drinking a lot.
Whole set and just keep it like you notice I keep things in their original boxes. I keep all the.
And that's the 10. What's the 10 mean on that? Do you remember?
No, I don't.
I got a book right behind you.
Do you?
Yeah, it's in there somewhere. We'll look it up here in a minute.
Yeah, I do not know that. I don't know everything, man.
Yeah.
My memory, I'll know it for a while, but then I have to go back and
Yeah,
freshen up with
there's
the
so much
walking
to know.
encyclopedias on.
There's so much to know. Yeah, I got one of the books back there that came with one of my Blacklock. It's on that shelf.
But one of these days, man, like I'm rather sure, because it takes a lot for them to make these. Like that's the upper crust of Lodge's cast iron that they make right there, South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. It's triple seasoned. I mean, there's just lightweight. Then they're real pretty pieces of cast iron. I would just like have the whole set, keep it in this box, and just put it away, man. Like another 30 years when they're not made, you know.
Yeah, humanoculus. I'm just butchering that to death. Malted milk waffles. Yeah, they're the best, man. They're diners. That's what they do at diners. That's why they're so good. That's why they're so delicious. Oh yeah, 1910. That's when they rebuilt the Lodge factory. Yeah, good. Look at the big brain on Nevada Gambler. I like that. Came through in a pinch.
What else?
It's like Jamie from the Rogan show.
Oh, let's do this one.
Oh, yeah.
So far, it's the only one known that's complete and in this pristine condition. I got this from Casey Aldridge. He sold it to me for $350, man, and I've had some people make me some really sweet offers on it, but being that it has my last name on it, that's why he actually sold it to me. It's called the Bliss charcoal stove or broiler. Can you see that? I'm really proud of this piece, man. I restored it. It was actually designed by a woman. She wanted cast iron that she could use inside of her house, odorless piece, meaning that it supposedly sucked the fumes, the smell up through the freaking flue. That didn't always work. You can use this in the wintertime when it's cold outside and heating up your house wasn't a problem, but this is actually a piece that you could take out in your yard and use it as a charcoal grill. So you didn't use your cook stove in the house and heat up the house. I believe N.A. Bliss was the lady who got the patent on this. They made it lighter weight, but with this tin, the reason why a lot of them, well, all of them didn't last is because they rusted out. The tin just rusted away. One guy told me he's seen the bottom half. There was no tin to it. It had the grates inside. It sold at auction for $1,900. This is his story. He said it sold for $1,900 at an auction in Alabama. So I don't know if that's true or not, but as far as I know, this is the only one that exists. I love this piece, man. I set this up on the shelf out of the reach of people. They may get lucky and see it.
I'm not gonna get that one. I'm not gonna start tearing into it. I'll let you
Oh,
open that one.
yeah.
That one's that's the number 9.
dog.
And is there a Brooklyn broiler in there too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, actually there is.
Yeah, that's one of the pieces I wanted to check out.
There's the Brooklyn broiler.
Yeah, that's cool.
If you look at the patent paperwork on this, it came with a lid. It was like a stepped lid. I don't think any of them. I don't know if anybody owns one of those.
Yeah, that's cool. Silver and Company.
I got this weird fascination with broilers too, man. I got
That thing is sweet, and it's just restored beautifully. I mean, it's just, is this avocado oil?
Yeah.
Is that what that is?
I use all avocado oil.
Yeah.
A lot of people say that you can't do it, but they're thinking, they go by that Lodge chart that says avocado oil is 520 degrees smoke point.
Yeah.
I use the stuff from Costco or Sam's. I forget the brand name of it, but it's 460. It's naturally processed. It's pressed.
Yeah.
Cold pressed. There's no heat to it. They don't use chemicals or refine.
One of the reasons that I use that in the cast iron cure is that the avocado oil gets that shine.
Yeah.
It brings out a shine that something else, a lot of, that say like a grapeseed and other oils, they don't seem to do. Crisco will do it, but I don't like to use Crisco just because of the smoke.
Yeah.
That you get when you're doing it in the house.
That either, man. It's carcinogenic.
There's a nice Wapak Indian head. We were talking about those last night on cast iron, or what was it, on Mudbrooker there. This one's a number 9. These are pretty rare to see. You don't see a lot of the 9s. A lot of times you'll see the 8s. That seems to be the really common one. And it has the medallion. The medallion.
That's a nice piece. It sits flat. It sits dead flat, dude.
Yeah, and it's sometimes like if you have, like on my Dutch oven that's over there, they have a flat. The medallion will actually go past the heat ring, and they don't sit flat on anything. But this will sit on your stove pretty well. Is that showing up all right? I'm always off to the side just a little bit, but yeah, that's
that medallion is pristine.
And the inside of this, and that's another thing. It's got some utensil marks in there.
It was used.
But yeah, and people used them. I mean, they didn't know that they were. Yeah, they didn't know that they were going to be.
That belongs to its own loan. A friend of mine had me restore it. His name's Jason Coppage. He grew up on this farm that his grandparents owned, and he was forced to move out when they passed away. Yeah. But this was one piece that he ended up with, and they put it in storage all the years. Said, "Can you redo this for me?" Yeah. But it's a number 9. You see that, guys? It's the first and only Indian head that I've ever done.
Oh, really?
I've seen many of them in my travels. Yeah. This is the only one I've ever actually been able to hold and touch. And
I like doing them. I actually like.
They're heavier than what you think.
Yeah.
Like they're not.
But they're sort of like they remind me a little bit of like a Puritan. Yeah. You know how it's in between that thick and thin sort of.
Broil. See that?
Yeah.
Put your meat on.
I like mine.
And it catches the drippings. See, back in the early days, man, meat juice was the thing. They used that they thought it cured a lot of stuff. Yeah. Did you ever see those little meat presses? That looks like a citrus squeezer, man, is what it is. It's got a capture.
Oh yeah.
Press plate. Yeah. I use that to squeeze lemons and limes for my guacamole and stuff. But
I think those are called a tallow maker. Then they use them as a tallow maker?
No, this one's like just literally you put a piece of meat in there and squeeze the juice out of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
Man.
Okay, I thought you meant tallow.
I got one over at Ray and Martha's. I use it to just make guacamole tonight.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's get one of these big buddies right here. Let's check this out. This is something you won't see. When I found this, it was in the basement of a funeral home. The guy was operating his own private museum. Sam Teolis up in Evans City, Pennsylvania. Yeah. I went up there, man. I was able to get my hands on some really nice pieces, man. But
yeah, Val, I told you, I definitely said, we were going to show off some really good pieces tonight, and it's too bad more people didn't heed my warnings, because they're missing out on some really cool stuff. Like I said, this is a lot of stuff that you're not going to see at your average antique mall.
This is the one that I told you that the company made.
The Pullman furnace?
Gearbox cases and stuff like that, but this is the coal furnace. Yeah.
There you go.
And when I posted pictures of it, one of the collectors on there, he says, well, at least we know that Pullman made those now. Mm-hmm. So as far as I know, this is the only one that's known to exist.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I can't prove that.
Right, right.
See, I'm kind of like extra careful.
Yeah, make sure you
don't like
something
my
there.
cast iron dinging and rattling, man.
Yeah.
I've got this really cool pal down in Florida. He told me this horrible story.
Now check that out.
His
Now,
name
is that
name's
the
Rollin
trim part,
Rose.
the bottom part of
Actually,
that?
it's Debbie's uncle. I got a friend on. I call her cuz. She's like family to me.
That's nice. That's a
And,
nice orient.
He was
Or
telling me
no
this
piece.
story that he had this stack of cast iron skillets in the back of his Chevy. Like he's a vendor. He sells a lot. Like this guy made this cat knows how to make money. I was redoing his cast iron. When I hang out with him, he'd tell me these stories. Well, he had a stack of cast iron skillets in the back of his GMC.
Yeah.
And he said he's driving through this one neighborhood and he hit a freaking speed bump and all them skillets. He said, I split about 5 of them damn things. He was all disgusted, man. He's one of those guys, he'll teach you what not to do so you don't make he's a cool dude. I love him, man.
Good evening, White Mountain Girl. Good to see you. Glad
That's
you could
another
make
thing
it.
about cast iron, man. You get to meet a lot of cool people.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
there's
I
a
love
lot
it.
of good people, different kinds of people, man,
Yeah.
are involved with
Yeah,
cast
I can go to an auction and end up just, sitting and talking to somebody like having a full-on conversation with just a guy sitting next to you.
Yeah, see that got lost a lot. See that?
What is it?
Oh, look how decorative that is.
Yeah, I put that up to the camera.
That's just a coal furnace to put your pots and pans and skillets on top of to cook with. When I've seen that, I thought it was missing the grate.
It's almost, it almost reminds me of a kickoff grill.
Yeah, sorta. Check that out, man. You just don't see this stuff too often. I mean, there's other makers that made these, and there's collectors that have these complete,
Yeah.
but not many of them.
Yeah.
You know.
That's right by your foot.
Yep.
Is that the cold door?
Yeah, draft door. I lucked out. I went to this.
You didn't break it, did you?
No. I went to. I just went to a viewing, a preview for this auction, online auction. I forget the name. But Brian is the guy. I got to know the.
Now, who made that?
Pullman.
Oh, Pullman.
Yeah, Pullman Foundry
Okay.
Company up in New York, Buffalo, New York.
Okay.
He was like, hey man, he said, I'm not going to do a preview. When I went there to look at the first stuff, being that I've bought a lot of cast iron from him, I drive the prices up because if I want it, I want it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, so he's like, come on in here, man. I'm not going to do a viewing for the second part of this. And when he opened, it was like the inner sanctum of all this cast iron. There was freaking coffee grinders. I got this laundry stove that has circles. Like normally they got 2 or 4 eyes in it.
Yeah.
But this just had one. There's probably like 7 or 8 rings. It just made different sizes. One big round one. I was like, I'm going to get that.
Yeah.
Paid $36 for that, and I got a whole BSR cook stove because it was down the basement. Nobody wanted to carry those cook stoves up those steps. They didn't know they'd come apart.
Yeah.
I got my BSR cook stove for $16, man.
Wow.
So I helped the guy that had the big one in front of mine. I had to help him to get to mine. He brought 10, 13 people to carry that thing up in one piece. No. I was like, watch this. Start taking doors off. He's like, I'm helping you getting yours out. So another guy was cool I met.
I used to know a guy in that little town that I lived in before I moved down here, and he restored all the old stoves. You'd go into his place, and it would just be a pile of rust everywhere. It's like 2 inches of rust on the floor.
Yeah.
And he would have stuff he would have the coolest ornamental stoves that you've ever seen.
This is a little heavy. I got this fascination with Marietta pots.
Thanks, Val. Thanks, Val. Yeah, everybody, please hit the like button.
Marietta, PA, and there's a Marietta, Georgia.
And subscribe if you haven't already. So we can get as many people in here watching this as possible. William Hurt, how you doing, buddy? I know 30 people in the live. That's we get 3 more and we'll break the record.
Let's see. Oh,
It's not bad. It's not bad for somebody with no social media. Oh, you're handsome stone. You're not far from Marietta, Pennsylvania. Very cool. So what do we got here, Artie?
This is the 5-quart Marietta pot made in Marietta, Pennsylvania. 5-quart. That was my grandmother's.
This was?
Yeah, that was my grandmother's. And just recently, there was a big, huge Griswold cast iron auction up in Puxtawney, PA.
Yeah.
This is the only thing I ended up with. Everything's. I watched an Erie Spider go for $6,500, but it was pristine, man.
Yeah, that's not bad for
I got it
pristine.
on video.
There, this one you can see. I don't know if you can see it on here because it's worn. It's been loved, but you can see the PA. So for people people like me that used to think that these were all made in Marietta, Ohio, they were made in Pennsylvania.
2-pint.
Nice 5-quart with a gate mark. Very cool. And this was your grandmother's.
Yeah.
No, did you ever eat it? Did she ever?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I've used that one, man. I got the glass. I didn't want to bring the glass.
Did she use it? When do you remember her using it?
Last I remember her using it was when I was about 16.
Yeah.
Yeah. She got to the point where
a few weeks ago.
She got. Yeah, I wish.
Yeah.
She got to the point where she couldn't really lift the stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I had a lady.
She used a lot of.
I had a lady the other day was asking about one of my pans on eBay.
Yeah.
And she was like, "How heavy is it?" So I came in and weighed it, and I was like, "It's 6 pounds." She's like, "I don't think so."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think so either." If you're asking me, there's a 2-pint. Look at that, hand scribed.
That's the first time I've seen one that small.
Yeah, a 2-pint. Marietta, Pennsylvania, with the gate mark. All hand scribed. These guys didn't know. It's too bad we couldn't figure out who these guys were.
Oh yeah, man.
You know, like the guys that make the diamonds. Puts the triangles on stuff.
You know what's amazing? They did all that stuff without computers.
The anchors and the flowers like that are on the Erie skillets.
This. Now look at this. This is a waffle maker. It comes apart. It doesn't have any hinge. Mm-hmm. It literally completely comes apart. It's an LS Bacon. This company only lasted for like 11 years, and it was pre-Civil War. I think it was like 1844 to 1855 or something like that. It was maybe 43 to 54.
Yeah.
The dude lost his wife and kid to a house fire, man. Mm-hmm. He went nuts. So his brother, who was an attorney, basically took over the company and dissolved it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like a tragic story, but I mean, look at that thing.
Yeah, and then you got the full.
It's a beautiful piece, man.
Yeah.
There's other people that have those that are marked. It says LS Bacon on it.
And that has I'm trying to hold it pretty gingerly because I'm gonna drop it. But you can see down here at the bottom, it's got a number 5 on it, which a lot of times it's about this. It's about the same size as a 7 or 8, but yeah, but it's a number 5. It's kind of cool how that's marked. There's nothing on the bottom, but they have these lifts, so you'd probably just take a hook and
I've got one. It's like a little wizard. Somebody.
Yeah, I was gonna say just use that little hook that comes with it, almost like an S hook.
Yeah.
And what do we got here? Oh, the crusty corn cob mini.
Yeah, the reason why I brought that was just as a size comparison.
Yeah.
Like you usually see the big ones. I've seen several of them at the Art of Ohio.
Yeah.
But I've got this from Rebecca Cruz. Down in Alabama, the last time I hung out at her store before she sold it, she sold me that. She shipped it to me. Yeah. And it's got like a corn pattern. I guess it's for lady fingers. I mean, that's what I was told. I've never seen one of those. It looks like it's kind of Asian made, but maybe. That's the only one I've ever seen. Yeah. But still pretty cool. Yeah, it's like the same size as the T size crusty corn. Yeah. Like, it's small. Yeah. That's the only reason I brought that for size comparison. It's almost as big as one of those jelly sticks in that box right there next to that handle. Yeah. I just happen to have my candy sitting on that rack. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, see. Look at that, man. Have you guys ever seen anything like that? See that corn texture?
You want something to drink?
Yeah, water would be great. Well, I got this.
I got sparkling water. I got lime sparkling water.
Oh, yeah, that'd work too.
Okay.
As long as it's not alcohol, man.
No, I don't have any alcohol now. I'm being a good boy right now.
Man, my blood pressure went sky high. I had to
There you
leave.
go.
Like,
Have one of those.
I changed my diet and everything, man. Yeah, these are good.
Pepsi Zero, if you guys want to sponsor me, go right ahead.
That's the way it gets them.
Because I'll tell you what, I love a good Pepsi Zero.
Let's see what else we got here, man.
Yeah, let's see what else you got there. Do you want me to clear some of this off?
Please.
Yeah, gotcha. Yep, sorry, we'll just take a second here and move some of this stuff out of the way. I'm trying not to just toss it off to the side. Set it out over here. in some semblance of an order so we can...
For you guys that are watching, I'm in Ohio.
in an undisclosed location.
Yeah, I'm sworn to secrecy not to tell where I'm at.
Yeah.
Actually, they have no idea how real that is.
Oh, there's the dog. There's the dog, everybody's favorite dog. Out of control. Going crazy.
Come on, hey, stop. Settle down a little bit. Oh, you're gonna like this one, buddy.
I'm still trying to figure out a way to get that in here.
Oh, there it is. Right there's the little hook.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, see, look, he's a little wizard.
Yeah. Oh, it is a little wizard. Yeah, I don't know if you guys can see that.
Who's a blacksmith. He cranked that out.
Oh, you had that made?
Yeah, he just
Okay.
Here, man.
That's pretty neat.
That waffle iron.
I put it off to the side, or we do a demo on that. That's pretty cool. I hope I'm not too close. That is so cool. That's like something you'd get at the Townsend,
Yeah.
the gift store. Yeah, that's cool, man. I like that.
This is a Griswold double skillet. Now most of them have that hook like your Wagner.
The hinge lid.
Yeah, the hinge lid. It's got
Yeah.
that loop.
Is that the 90?
This is the 90, man. You don't see too many of these.
Yeah.
This one, I laid down $425 for this because I knew, like, it's pristine. This came out of a lifetime collection out of Shippensville, PA.
I'll give you $17.50 right now.
I'm sure
Cash.
you would.
Hey, and I'll give it to you in bicentennial quarters. Every one of them, bicentennial quarters. I'm telling you, it's not every day you see $17 worth of bicentennial quarters. But I got you covered.
Of course, I've got a genuine Griswold meat trivet.
And
If I
then
want to
you
use it.
Dawn soap to clean your cast iron. Yes, you can use
Yeah, you
Dawn
can.
soap.
Yeah, you can.
You can. Just don't soak it and don't put it in the dishwasher.
The soap today is made out of, it's got sodium carbonate in it. It's a water softener.
The only soap that I don't recommend that you use on your cast iron, don't use Dawn Power Wash, because that's a different kind of a soap. That's a penetrator, and it'll stay on your cast iron. And the other one not to use is Castile soap, because that actually does have lye in it. So don't use Castile soap if you can help it. It comes in a lot of hand soaps, things like that. They still make lye soap, but it's not very common. So yeah, you can use on dishwashing liquid. Just don't give it a long soak. A few minutes, and that's about all you need. Thanks for showing up, YM. Yeah. Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, no. See the 90? I don't know. Can you see the 90?
There, I'll put it up
Show
there.
that to him.
These are
one
cool.
has
You see a lot of 80s, but you never see the 90.
You see a lot of 80s.
Does anybody have? Now I gotta ask the comment section here. I've been kind of neglecting you guys. I'm sorry, but if you guys have any of these, just shout it out. You got a fire call. Oh, sending leftover pieces for you. Hey Val, you can always watch the replay.
Hey, Shane. Gunner. Hey, man.
Be careful.
Gunner's online. That's
Gunner's
the young guy I
online.
was telling you about.
All right.
Yeah, he's cool cat, man. Smart guy.
Good to see you,
Brian,
Gunner.
hey, Brian, what's up, buddy?
You can see me every Thursday on YouTube as well. Right
Now,
here at
here's
Cast
something
Iron
that
IRL.
you don't see often at all, man. I'm gonna go after another one maybe. A guy's got it up for sale. But I got this up in Erie, believe it or not. And it's the Skillet grill. I've heard that these are rare as hen's teeth. Like, what is hen's teeth?
Yeah.
Look, it's still got the factory coating on it.
Oh yeah.
I lucked out. I got a crazy cool deal on that.
Now for folks that don't know, what you do with these is you just set them. They're an insert to the inside of your pan, like that. I don't want to flip it over too much, but that's what they do. It's like a trivet, but it turns it into a grill pan instead of your
meat trivet.
Then there's the now this is one thing about these Griswolds. This is a really light trivet. If you're used to for folks that don't have a Griswold, like myself, I don't have any Griswold or any vintage trivets like this to fit in that are pan inserts. These are super light, really light. They're not heavy like the Lodge ones are, and this one's in pristine condition. It's numbered the 206. Super cool piece. Set in there like that.
I try not to use that one much. My wife wanted that. I was kind of shocked.
I'm glad you told her she could have it.
I find things in twos, and when I went to that auction, I got the double skillet and I got the double broiler.
Oh, okay.
It's like I got two doubles.
Yeah.
It was weird, man.
That's neat. That's.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah. And as a deep fry and as a chicken fryer, that's super light, like super light. Like compared to like my even my Wagner, both my Wagner chicken fryers are way heavier than that.
Yeah.
Like a way heavier than that. And my hammered one's definitely heavier than that as well.
Does that look familiar?
It does.
This one might turn you on, dude. This is actually a small Wapak. Where I found this, I cannot remember.
Jody says, Jody M says, mine.
But look how, see how it's wider down here than up here?
Yeah.
I thought it was a mismatch, but then there was a couple guys on Facebook saying, hey man, I got one of those too. I guess Wapak did that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever see anything like that? See, it's hard to...
And for people that aren't familiar with Wapak, Ohio, there's a lot of drinking that goes on in Wapak, Ohio. That might be the reason that things are the way they are when they made things.
It's a Wapak miniature.
Just saying. Just saying as an observation.
Yeah, here we go.
Yeah.
I know you're a Wapak guy.
Yeah, I am a Wapak guy. I do dig on Wapak.
Well, you're from Wapakoneta.
Yeah, it's right down the road.
Yeah.
Yeah, because and we have the Onetta. That's one thing I don't have any Onetta pieces. I don't have any. I've got and I don't have any chicken foot. And I don't have any Z logo. I don't have either one of those. Is that showing up behind me?
I've seen a few of those.
Is that showing up behind me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Go over a little bit. This
That way. That way.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I'm opposite. I think it's opposite. Is it reading? Is it reading the right direction?
Yeah. Now you're out. You're completely.
Oh, I'm out. Okay.
Yeah. There you go.
There's four lenses on this.
Late. I'm actually helping a friend of mine do his live stream on YouTube.
Yeah.
So I just thought I'd kind of do this and let you see.
Yeah. There's the other side of that. And if you notice on this, I'm going to take it out. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Okay. So you notice on the top, so you know that you have, because sometimes when they did these, they did advertisements. So you would have a different piece on the front than you did on the back. But you'll see on this one, you have the B side and you have the A side. So you know that you have matching pieces there. So there's that. Anyway, I was just throwing that out there.
Okay, man. How about setting this over there somewhere, pal?
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'll just set that right. We got to make room on the rack for this one.
You'd love that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, this has been one of my favorite pieces.
Really?
Yeah, just because unless you feel one, you don't realize how much lighter. This is why Griswold is Griswold.
My wife refuses to let that one go, man. She'll kill me.
Do you want me to talk to her?
I was actually thinking. See, I put up pieces, and when I sell them, I donate it. I help people that can't afford to remodel their room or electric or whatever.
Yeah.
I do that kind of stuff, man.
Yeah.
it's like a veteran needs help or something like
Well,
that.
I just kind of tweaked my shoulder a little bit ago, and I don't think I'm going to be able to lift my other chicken fryers anymore.
We
Gonna help a guy out or
there's
what?
a group of us that does things we
Yeah.
don't. There's only one group on Facebook that I let know stuff. They help. They're great. They're great people, man. They really help me out, helping these people out. I don't know what I'd do without them, man.
Naz fan 101. You found a Erie spider 40 years ago and shot it up. Yeah.
That dude's a whack job, man.
That's the reason why you've had bad luck the rest of the last 40 years.
Oval broiler fits the Lodge Sportsman Grill perfectly.
If mine wasn't out of the box, we'd put some of these on there to see how they fit.
That's meant to put on a cook stove where you just
Yeah.
remove all the eyes.
Now,
and
is
stuff.
this just an unmarked? You don't know who made
I
this?
have no clue. I
Okay.
found that in Lancaster, PA.
Yeah.
3 of those rungs have what it looks like it's cracked.
Yeah.
They're sand shifts. That's
Oh,
all
okay.
it is. And the guy sold that to me for $10. I was like, he goes, it's cracked. And I thought it was cracked. I'd get a hole and under inspection. I try to push them apart. They won't come apart. It's a sand shift.
Oh, okay. Well, if
So
you can see
I
that,
seen
we'll
that
crack
fit
some.
my Lodge Sportsman Grill.
There you
I've
go.
never used that, man.
No?
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know what it'd be, I don't know if you'd have to really, Does it fit down in the inside of it?
it fits on a perfect.
Now you have several
But that would
different.
be great.
You have several different of the.
Yeah,
of
and
the
it fits
grills.
them all.
It fits them all.
Yeah, it fits
The
all, but
now-
the new Pro. It doesn't.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, nothing fits a new Pro. It's
Yeah.
everybody hates that thing.
Yeah, man.
I was watching somebody did a video with the new Pro.
Yeah.
That they were just letting the hot dogs roll off the side because it doesn't have the little notch on it anymore.
Yeah.
It's probably the worst advertising Lodge ever got.
I love Lodge, man.
I do too, but there was no reason for that.
And the people who run Lodge, like they're family people, they care about their community.
Yeah.
Man, they care about their employees. This is, it's not a broiler actually. It's called, I was told it's a gridiron.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing, but just riveted together. This was found in a house, behind the wall of this house that this guy was remodeling. His wife owns an antique store down there.
Oh wow.
But look how tight that is.
Yeah.
That thing is tight. I got another one. It's all wobbly and everything because it was used a lot. This thing was hid who knows how long in the walls of that house.
And what is it? Can I see it?
Yeah.
What does it say on it?
Russell's April, I forget what the patent date is.
Russell something. If you can see it, the patent date is April 9th, 1867.
Getting that, I mean, I couldn't believe I scored.
And it says it on both sides.
I thought she was not going to part with that, man.
Man, how did they rivet that?
Yeah, good question. That thing is tight. You feel how tight it is? It's never been used. It's like they just packed it up and
threw it
put
that
behind
wall.
the house like it was a time
Yeah,
capsule.
It's one of those things.
Houses.
It's one of those things where it's almost like they put it together and then heated it and expanded the rivet. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
I know you've showed me that before, but I've never seen one in person.
This was an exclusive thing for Hershey.
Yeah. This is neat.
Lodge wasn't even allowed to sell those. They sold those from the Hershey store at the Hershey Park.
Man, I'm really not doing this justice here to me.
I bought 7 of those. My brother bought 2 out of those 7. They were $50 a piece, and then
There we go.
Lodge,
There, I got it.
Lodge just said they weren't going to make anymore. So from what I understand, what I was told, the lady at the store at Hershey's told me there was like 3,500 of them made. And then, bam, no more. So if you find one of those, I can tell you that recently I raffled one of those off twice. I put it up there for 500. It was for a cause. It was.
Now,
it was a
didn't you
fundraiser.
say that the reason they had a hard time with making those is because of
I think that tab, yeah.
the tab would break?
Now, I don't know if this is true. I was told it was like there was a 50% failure rate on those.
And then that's the back.
I don't know if that's true.
There we go. Hope you can see that.
Lodge said no more. So
USA 9 Hershey's Kiss.
one of the members of this
There you
group won it, in the raffle, and she said just put it back there. So I put it up for $300. It raised $800 for a cause that I did.
Yeah.
You know.
Right.
Again, that group of telling you, dude, I get choked up just thinking about it.
Well, don't get choked up.
They really, they're selfless, man. You know what I mean? They're so.
Here, you want to go with these that are sitting right here?
Yeah.
I just happen to have one of these right behind you, but.
Yeah, bring them on camera.
Okay, there's that.
I need a Hershey. Debbie says,
I have one of these somewhere that looks like this, and you know what it is? It's a vocal cord spreader.
Vocal cord spreader?
Yeah, swear to God.
Which end do you go in with?
You go in through this way. And it's literally a vocal cord spreader. I don't know why I have it or where I got it. I don't even remember where I got it, but it's exactly, and it even has the hook thing at the bottom. So you could put your finger in it, and it's a surgical tool. It's somewhere around here.
This is another one of those things that.
And they just
thing.
re-released those.
Yeah, this is the second generation. I had one first generation. I gave it to my niece because she's got this fascination with pineapples.
Now, one of the things that you'll notice with the first generation that came out in the I believe they came out in the 70s.
You guys know a lot about
is
this stuff.
that
I don't tell you much of anything. My information from you.
The first ones, the way you can tell the difference is that on these second generations, these re-released, is that they say the lodge on there, lodge in 1896 at the bottom there. But the ones from the 70s don't say anything on them. They just have the flat. They have the same kind of thing, and the inside crevice. I believe, now I could just be making this up in my head, but if I remember correctly, that this part is smaller than than how it is now. It doesn't have as big of a hand loop through the inside.
These are discontinued too.
Yeah, you know what? I wonder.
What's odd how I ended up with, I think it was like 4 or 5.
See if you can pull mine out of there, up there. Because I don't know if I have that hole through the center of mine. Do you see it? Does mine have that hole? Oh, it does. Never mind.
Yeah.
Oh, it does have the hole in the center. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I for whatever reason, I didn't think mine had one in there. And I know that one's the second generation too. That was one, what really gets, see, I'm really bad about this. And this happened with the Bunt pans. I bought a vintage 50s Bunt pan from Lodge with a little 7 on the handle.
Yeah.
$75 paid for it, and it was a great price. Great price online. Got it for $7. The following month later, they came out with the Bunt pan again.
Yeah.
And I'm like, damn it, I just bought one. And now the same exact thing. I just bought that Bunt pan or the pineapple pan about 2 months ago, offline, $70.
I'll be back. Go ahead.
Now they're selling them again for $45. Exact same. Oh, it's just my luck with that stuff.
What was I going to say? I was going to mention something about this. Oh, these are discontinued as well. Now I looked at my wife.
No, they just brought them back.
Really?
Yeah, they're just. That's what I was just talking about. They brought them back. They're $45. You can get them online at the Lodge website. And I just bought one that. When did they re-release those again? What, like 4 or 5 years ago?
Yeah.
And that's the one I got, is one that came out 4 or 5 years ago, but I just bought one off somebody online.
My wife and I, we travel, we go to Tennessee a lot, man. We love the Gatlinburg area, so this was at the Rock Forge Lodge outlet store.
Hey, Pat.
I walk in,
What's
there's
up,
like
buddy?
a stack of 7 of these, man, when nobody else can find them.
Yeah.
So I snagged up on them.
Yeah. What do you got there?
This is just some kind of a broiler that was made in the New England area.
Oh, wow.
I don't know, man. What do you think, Gunner? You're from up around that area. I don't know too much about these, man. I just know some of them have 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, but they're like basically the same size.
Oh, yeah.
I got that at.
Well, maybe one's 5 and the other one's 4.5.
Yeah, I don't know, man. This is weird. But it's one of those cool broilers that catches.
That is cool.
And look at that, man. Look how sleek and thin that is, man.
Yeah, check it out. Does it say anything on it?
No, just number.
This the 5 and 5.5 hand scribed.
I got a weird thing for broilers, man.
They're cool.
But I got that at Brimfield for like $25.
Have
you ever been to Brimfield?
Is that Maine?
No, it's Boston or Massachusetts.
Massachusetts, yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's like
Cast Iron
a 1
Chaos talks
square
about
mile
Griswold.
area, and there's like 5,000 vendors in there, man. And we walked it 2 days, it roached us.
Yeah.
It killed us, man. I was so doggone sore. But we did it. We did it.
Yeah, no, I've never been to that. I never leave this block. I'm a hermit. I very rarely leave my town. So
Yeah. Now you see a lot of these, not really a lot of them.
do we move that or do you want it to stay there?
Yeah, you can take that.
Okay.
It's a Griswold double broiler. This is one of those pieces. It's the other piece I got at that Shippensville, PA auction. It was a lifetime collection of somebody. I don't know who it was, but everything that was there was like pristine, dude.
Yeah.
I was lucky to walk away with that double skillet and this double broiler. I laid down the money for it because I knew I would not see it again. This is like one of the best ones I've ever seen.
Yeah.
The condition. But usually, what happens is the tops are missing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we got a lot of stuff to pack
You
up.
see them? Yeah.
We still got more stuff to go through. That's awesome.
But look-
Oh
look-
wow, how pretty is that?
Yeah, you guys, I don't have to tell you about this. You guys know about this already. But look how it fits.
Strong's Adventure, what's up, buddy? Good to see you.
Look how that fits together, like it's precision, man.
Oh yeah.
And see how the meat juice would drop off of this one and go down, the other one catches it. And then it like diverts it in this little channel.
Almost like a greaseless fryer.
Freaking crazy cool,
Yeah,
man.
fat-free fryer.
I've never used this. I just like it for the wow factor.
Yeah, that's neat though.
Yeah.
Now, is there any writing on that at all?
Oh yeah, it's on the back. But like
Is that
I
a
said, this is
Griswold?
always missing. I
Is
don't
that a
know if-
Griswold?
Yeah. I don't know if it falls off and they break.
I have
You
seen.
these,
I've seen.
you see these
Oh,
being sold all the time.
yeah, I've
man.
seen these online. I've never
Just
seen
the
one in real
bars.
life. Yeah, let's get that up there.
Really cool piece, man. It's like
Yeah.
precision and smooth and sleek.
Yeah, you can see under the bottom
Just really
the
good
875
quality
part number, the Griswold Manufacturing Company.
stuff. I don't
here in
have
PA.
any Griswold pieces, but the
Double broiler?
few I do, they're
Yeah.
nice. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You know, that's the thing. I'm not a big Griswold person either. I only have a few
I sell it
pieces.
to the collectors. Let
But
them have it.
you know, the stuff that I have that's Griswold is pretty cool. You know, I've got the Colonial Breakfast Skillet. I've got a couple large logo pieces, and yeah, Griswold's cool stuff, man. If you have Griswold in your collection, more power to you. That is some nice stuff. They make some neat pieces, and Artie, you flawlessly restored these. I mean, they got a little they got a little dust on them, but
The dust is from the
boxes and stuff,
the
yeah.
bags of
Yeah. But these, I mean, if you can't see, I hope you can see these. How many times on average do you, how many layers do you
I
put
do
on
no
at a time?
less than 7.
7?
Yeah, I do a real dark first layer.
Yeah.
And then with avocado oil, being that it polymerizes slower,
Yeah.
it's a higher smoke point, so it
Right.
polymerizes slower. And I'll cut the temperature back and let it polymerize really slow.
Uh-huh.
But once it's completely smokeless, then I crank up the heat and finish baking it, and it makes it hard. Like it hardens the surface.
Let me just show you guys something here. I'll let you put that back together. I just want to show you guys this. Because I know almost everybody that was in here last night, we watched Cast Iron Chaos do his video in his Monarch pan. Now this is really dusty because it's sitting over by my heater. But this is one that Artie did for me as a present. I bought this from a collector in Germany, in Belknap, Germany, about 4 years ago. And this is now Cast Iron Chaos last night was using a hoot, or he was using the Monarch. This is the smaller version of that. It's not as tall. You'll see that down here on the bottom there, it has it's not as deep as those. But if you can see how flawlessly that Artie restored this for me, he just did this for me just to do it. It has 12 layers of seasoning on it.
I ever found.
And even on the inside, you can tell even more, because that's not the dusty. I need to dust that shelf off a little bit and get these going. But that's how he when you do 12 layers of seasoning, that's how shiny the inside that you're gonna get. Anyway, I just wanted to show that to you guys that saw the Monarch last night. This is the smaller part. of the 12-part series, the Hoot. I don't know why they call it a Hoot.
Guys.
Yeah.
This is a Bunt pan that I did for Chris. It was a couple years ago.
Yeah, a few years back, actually about 4 or 5 years ago. I think it was during
I forgot all
COVID.
about it, man. I walked in I'm like, damn, that's a nice looking piece.
Yeah, that's one of my on my butt.
Nice,
But
man.
I have a Bunt
You said it was
pan.
from Germany, right?
Yeah, I got that from a collector named Gunther. I can't remember. I think I still have the bill of receipt. I thought I still had it. I just saw it. Yeah, here we go. Yeah. I just happen to have the receipt right here from that. Karl Gunther in Belknap, Germany. And he specializes in Bunt pans. In this little town, it's only about 400 people, but he specializes in Bunt pans. And I bought this from him probably about 4 or 5 years ago, when you couldn't find Bunt pans anywhere. And he soaked me for a good buck on that one.
Where do I get a t-shirt like this? Lodge, baby. Come to the Lodge Cornbread Festival. It's actually the National Cornbread Festival. They sponsor it. It's in South Pittsburgh, Tennessee. It's an awesome event to go to. I hate cornbread, but I love that event, man. You go down there and you meet all kinds of people from all over the United States. A lot of good cast iron people, man. I'm telling you, we have a meet and greet. Oh, you've been there once, haven't you? Actually, Cast Iron Chaos was there last time. He'll probably be there again, maybe.
I don't know if Caster or Chaos has been in the live chat. Sometimes he comes in. Thanks,
Yeah,
Ronald. Ronald, this has been a good time. I really enjoy it. I haven't seen Artie in about 6 or 7 months, so it's always good when him and I can hang out.
Yeah, actually, it was at the last Cornbread Festival. What?
No, I went and saw you over at
Ray Marcus?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
around the eclipse, when I got when you guys brought me the Hater,
Oh, yeah,
the bottle of Hater bourbon.
Yeah, I come out here a lot to buy the bourbon to make my my vanilla. I don't drink anymore, but I still buy bourbon for my vanilla.
Vanilla, yeah.
This is a piece that was made in Wheeling, West Virginia back in it was around the late 1800s. I've only found 4 of these. This is the worst one. I kept it just for the historical value, but it's called the Lear and Egg pattern. You see that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, now there's a sweet lady on my page here, man. Her name's Deborah.
Let's get him. He hates
Her name's
cornbread.
Deborah. And I sold her one of these. It was literally like pulling teeth from the guy who owned it.
Yeah.
He did not, because I guess it was his mom's. And I basically got it for her. She was always wanting one, man. So I got her. It was the best one out of all of them. It was taken care of really good. This one's all pitted up, but the inside's really good. But again, it's one of those flop types.
Now, what did you bring the piece that you got from Cast Iron Chaos at
No,
last
I didn't.
Cornbread Festival?
No, I didn't, man. Like that was a number 14 lid with a fancy handle. Watch.
Oh,
And
okay.
it fits on my spider skillet, just a spider skillet, like
And
not like an ear
what was
spider.
it? I remember the picture, but I can't remember what size you got.
It was a 14. It's got a handle like a skillet, but it's got the legs on it and the lid. It's just like a camp oven.
Yeah.
Without the bail.
And you got that from him. You didn't.
Yeah,
you didn't get that
he
from
bought
me.
it from one of the guys down there who's doing the meet and greet,
Yeah.
and he paid him so much for 2 lids, and he's like, I don't need this. You want this? You just give it to me.
Yeah.
Cast Iron Chaos.
Some of these guys, man, that's one of the things about this community. I mean, I was just watching a video, JIR finishes, and I was watching a video from him this morning, and where Cast Iron Chaos gave him one of those Wagner griddles, the one that's right up above you there. Yeah,
is
some of these
actually-
guys, man, they are
One more.
they are way too generous. I tell you that.
That's done. I think this is the last piece, actually. No, we got one right here. This is like the holy grail of. This is a Bigfoot sighting.
Oh, okay.
This is like a unicorn, man. This of all Stokely pieces. I tried looking up one of these, and the only
You
thing
wanna
I
move this
found, was one paddle
Uh-huh.
on eBay, and they wanted $200 for it. It didn't even have the handle on the paddle. When I seen this, saw this, it was at the same auctioneer that I got the stuff down that basement of the funeral home.
Yeah.
It was a different sale. So I thought it was a waffle iron.
Oh, okay.
I really wanted, then I looked closer. It had a different pattern. It had 2 kids playing with a dog. It's a Pizzelle maker.
Oh, wow.
Stouffer made a Pizzelle maker. And this thing was like pristine, dude. It was an easy clean. It was an easy restoration. I think you guys have seen this, right? You've seen that? It's kind of hard to... These guys know a lot. I post pictures of myself. I get a lot of information from guys on Facebook, man, because I'm too stupid. I can't remember everything, you know? Yeah, this is probably the only one I'll ever see in my life. Probably the only one you'll ever see in your life.
Oh, wow. Let me have that. Let me have it without the...
It's a Stouffer 80.
Yeah, I just want to take... I'm going to pop that up so I can show everybody on the inside. And even the handles on this are just immaculate.
I think somebody put that thing away, man.
Yeah, this is one of those...
Used it once and just put it away.
Maybe it's something that people brought out for like the holidays or something.
I mean, it's not warped. It's...
Yeah,
flat, it meshes. Everything is just perfect.
I would say it's flat as a pancake.
Like, I wouldn't even know what to ask for this if I would sell it. Like, I really wouldn't.
How about $17.50 in bicentennial quarters? What do you think? I still got that on the table. You're not gonna find that just anywhere. And they're even rolled up.
Ray, man, it took Ray.
Yeah, that's a beauty, man. And that just feels like, not to be weird or anything, but that feels good in your hand.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
Like that's something you could that's something easy to work with.
It reminds you of that the double skillet that you got here. Man, I keep forgetting. It's like the 4-in-1 Lodge pan, but it's the Wagner version.
But what do you mean?
This
the 5-star?
Yeah, the 5-star.
Oh, the 5-star handles. Yeah.
Yeah, I got one of those.
5-star handles are the best.
It's like this.
I don't know why.
Man. Like,
Yeah. I don't know why they didn't make more of those. Just that style handle. I'm not saying 5-star because you've got a few different.
You guys remember this, right?
Couple different options, but the 5-star handles are just.
Few of you filled me in.
I mean, I hate to totally nerd out, but the 5-star handle is like my favorite handle.
This is actually the last piece. This is a marked Volrath. I found this in Harding, Arkansas, a couple years ago. My wife was going through there to visit one of her friends. They only had 2 little antique shops, and this was in it.
Oh wow!
And it's one of the few that has no enameling.
Yeah.
Now I've seen one yesterday, a big Volrath with no enameling on it.
Oh yeah.
And one right next to it with the enameling. It's
usually the white enameling, right? Was it white?
White inside, and it's got that weird baby blue.
Oh okay.
Yeah, whatever that.
That's it. That's what Pickleware did too. Pickleware did a lot of that weird baby blue, and they did I think they did green as well, but I'm positive of the blue.
But that's. You guys know this. I tried auctioning this off, but it didn't go. I'll keep it. You know, I was willing to donate it to help somebody out, but...
Now, what size... Now, do you have any kind of lids that fit that at all?
I don't think they came with lids. It's a Maslin pot, like they use to make jellies and stuff like that in. Like, it's like you would... Yeah, see?
Yeah, and it's just... it's ergonomically, I mean, it looks great. I mean,
those old timers, man, they thought about it.
Yeah, they knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
I'll just get a picture of that up there. Make sure I got a...
Yeah, as I said earlier, man, I don't know everything. I don't, man. I depend on my folks on Facebook. I belong to several different groups.
Which way to...
Just full
I keep going backwards. I keep going the wrong direction. I'm just really screwing this up like super bad.
There you go. You're doing better.
Yeah, there it is. There's 4 different lenses on this camera.
Believe it or not, Volrath still exists. They make stuff for restaurants.
Yeah, they're still and they still do cast iron pans.
Do they?
Yeah, but they're Asian.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they just look like any
outsourced.
They just look like any Asian cast iron pan.
Right there's the last piece.
Yeah, the American Skillet.
You've actually got one of these.
Yeah, I got one right behind your head.
Yeah. My brother's got one. He took his out.
I want the Ohio one, but I don't want to. But mine I only paid $30 for.
You guys have seen this. Down to the last one, so I'm keeping this one. Man,
yeah.
You know. But right there's the bill of sale. Yeah, see, crate and barrel.
Yeah. Well, I didn't get mine crate and barrel.
One of the guys on Facebook, he's like, "Hey man," he just said, "I went break for it. I ordered like 5 of them."
And I still have the box for mine too out there. It's one of the few boxes I've kept. And it has the paperwork just like that in there.
Yeah, the American Skillet Company. You guys have seen this.
Yeah, there's one
Yeah,
right behind you.
right
Right behind you. Yeah, there's one right back there.
I mean, they made tons of them. They're really cool.
They're cool.
Yeah, I like them. I bought it for the wow factor.
Yeah, I like
Yeah.
it. You make bread in it. You know, I do it on 4th of July. I'll do something, or I'll use it on 4th of July. Sometimes
But
like
I
that.
sold them off like I was raised money to help other people out. You know, I got no.
But it's hard, you know, I got really lucky. Like I told you earlier, I got mine for $30 on eBay, and you know, somebody probably got it as a gift and never used it because it was brand new. Mine still had the you know, the little glue crap on the back of the label.
Yeah.
Mine still had the glue on it. It'd never been used. $30.
Let me tell you a crazy story, man. I've lived in this house where we're at right now since February 2012. Been in and out of the garage, I don't know how many hundreds of times. My wife's grandparents live right behind us. It's their place. We took it over. She's owned it for about 7-8 years. I just happened to see up in the rafters, man. I'm like, well, man, what's all those boards doing up there? So I grabbed the ladder and I stuck my head up there.
Yeah.
There's the little freaking tiny freaking Enterprise fruit press with every. I mean, it was like complete.
Yeah.
And then right next to it was the Chicago Hardware Foundry deep chicken fryer, the smooth one.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the heck's going on here,
Yeah.
man? So I pulled it out. So I was like, I asked him, I said, where'd this come from? He goes, that was a wedding gift for my mom and dad. Like, they lived in the house we're living in. So I told Jody, I said, look at this, man. This was your great-grandparents.
Yeah.
I stripped it down. Man, she won't let anybody even look at that, man. Like, it means a lot.
That'd be cool.
But it was weird. It was up in the attic, man. It had all kinds of dirt on it, you know.
Yeah.
But clean as can be, man, once I got through that crud.
Well, that's like that 5-star, the 5-star in the large logo 3 right behind your head there. That was my uncle. The house that my uncle lives in is the same house that my great grandmothers lived in when they were retired age. They went and lived with my grandparents, and so my uncle still lives in that house, and he asked me to get down a cookie sheet. They have the floor to ceiling cabinets in one of the like the little like when you go from like the kitchen to the dining room kind of cupboards. Yeah. You know, with the door. And he said, hey, and I'd never been in them my entire life. I'd never been in those cupboards for a damn thing. And he said, hey, will you, and my uncle's getting up there in age, and he said, hey, would you do me a favor and get down some cookie sheets that are in there, some cookie sheets, because he wanted to dry some, I don't know, make beef jerky or some shit. And I got in there, and I found that Griswold number 3 and that 5-star Wagner. And, you know, those had been in there since Kennedy was president. You know what I mean? They had been used since Kennedy was president. Yeah. And I opened that thing up and just found it right. And I had walked through that house and that hall and that doorway for decades upon decades. You know, my entire life, and saw those sitting up there like that. It's neat.
Man, I love hearing that kind of stuff.
It's neat. It's neat, man.
There's some individuals I've met that's really not in the cast iron community on Facebook, but there's other individuals out there that mess with it, and they really don't. They're kind of jealous. Like they're like mean people. And they get jealous when they find out other people find these treasures and they get really good. Not me, man. I get excited over that kind of stuff.
I think it's neat when people find stuff,
because there's hope. There's like it still exists. Yeah. Stuff happens.
Well, like I was telling you about the and I've told this story, so I'm not going to get all into it with the Sydney Hollowware. I mean, I'm just at a garage sale. Oh
yeah, check this, guys.
You know, I'm just sitting at a garage sale, and that wasn't even an item that was for sale. It was just in a horse stall. And I asked the guy that had the house.
It's a number 8.
If that was for sale, and he said it wasn't in the auction. Can you see it? And I got it for a few bucks and brought it home and cleaned it up, and it never left.
It's never left this county in how many years?
135 at least.
135.
It's never been 20 miles of the Sydney factory.
I mean, it's flat.
Yeah, it was sitting in a horse. It was sitting in a horse stall, covered in dirt. All I saw was the handle. And
I'm glad you deserve finding this, man.
But it was a cool find, and you know the thing about it is I love those little maker's marks that are on them, and it's got the triangle maker's mark on there, kind of like you see with the You see like the flowers sometimes or the anchor. I want an anchor Erie, like really bad.
Dude, I sold one of those. It was in my grandparents' house.
Dude,
it was hanging on a wall.
That's one that I collect all kinds of weird anchor stuff. I have all the anchor. I have anchor hocking glass.
Actually, I know Herb Stenzel's not watching this right. He was the one that bought that. He needed that I think he needed to complete his collection.
Really?
But that is a second generation Erie.
Is it?
And it had like some of them got the moon, the crescent moon.
I've seen
the anchor. The
I've
crosses.
seen the Star of David's on them. I've seen the petunias. There's ones that have petunias on them.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah, and I mean, and you know that's what I say when people talk about those makers, Mark. You'll see that triangle. I've seen them on Erie, and I've seen them on other stuff. And so what my thing is what I believe, and this is just my theory, is that these mold makers, they didn't exclusively work for, a company. Yeah. They traveled and they made molds. They were mold makers. You could hire anybody to pour. But a mold maker in those days, my dad was a mold maker.
Yeah.
And
it's definitely a skill.
It's a skill. My dad was one of the smartest people I ever met. Because you got to, the type of stuff the molds he made, you had to do everything backwards. You know what I mean? You had to do it all backwards to get it transfer over. Long story. But, I believe that those mold makers went from, company to company and set those up. That's why you see them on different brands.
Yeah.
You'll see something like, you'll see the triangle. The triangle is it's a lot, probably the most common mold maker that at least I've come across.
Yeah.
I haven't seen all the cast iron in the world. I mean, who has?
God,
but
dude,
but there's so much. But I've seen a lot of the triangles. And I've seen them on more than just the Sydney Hot, and it goes back to all the way. That pan there. I mean, it could have been made in 1885, 86. And then when's the Erie second generation? 1900 about?
It's earlier than that.
Is it?
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that guy.
That's 1900.
But these places.
Griswold already started having his stuff on his stuff.
But I mean, these places aren't that far. I mean, if you go right here, like where I'm at, you got Wapak is 20 miles from Sydney, which is 20 miles from Pickwood.
You got to be finding some stuff in
Yeah, I mean, so it wouldn't be uncommon for a guy who was a mold maker to go from one place to the next place and to places like that.
Now, my buddy Ray, his family is from down in the South Pittsburgh, Tennessee area, Cleveland and Chattanooga.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a lot of family ties down there. The stuff that he's told me that he's remembered from the family stories, I'm sure the lodge people would like to hear from him. He's like this history buff. He moved in here, he was already collecting Hainer bottles and Hainer stuff. Like, he's got Hainer stuff that the Hainer Museum doesn't even have.
Right. I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm gonna catch up on some of these the comments here real quick.
Deborah Cruz,
William.
Watching this in the future.
Yeah, the pattern mold makers, man. They were they're still. I mean, one of the most sought after people in any kind of manufacturing at all.
It's like a little lady fingers mold of some sort. I don't know.
But yeah,
I've never seen one of these before.
Yeah, are you guys enjoying the show so far? I'm having a great time. I'm having an absolutely fabulous time. We got a
he usually does cooking and stuff, but I've known this guy for a good while.
We've got a pot of crawfish, Manhattan chowder going. Made some bread.
Fellow, man.
We got some. We're just having a great time here tonight, catching up, and I'm glad everybody could show up tonight. It's just like having, like I said, I say it every week. It's just like having my friends over for dinner and hanging out on a Thursday night. It's good stuff. Good stuff. Jay Justice, great pieces. Yes.
Any questions? Got any questions?
Hey, before we get off here, because we still got a little bit of time. Why don't you talk us through, like say your process for restoration.
If it's all gooped up, the first thing I do is start writing a lye, and I mix my lye double strength. It works better. I've got all my stuff in my basement. They say you can't run your E-tank in the house, but I've got mine in my basement. I've been doing it for years. It's never killed me. Once or twice I set off the smoke alarm because of the way the gases got caught up into that thing, because it was a carbon monoxide sensor.
Yeah.
So here's the freaking fire department showing up at my house 4 o'clock in the morning to make me go out. But anyway, get all the goop off. If it has rust, I stick it in the E-tank. E-tank is reverse electrolysis. I do use non-magnetic stainless steel anodes. If you keep your cast iron a good distance away from your anodes, it won't dissolve them. You won't get the chromium hexane, whatever poison that floats in there.
And this is one thing Artie and I go back and forth on, but I'll let him keep going.
Yeah, you don't like stainless steel, do you?
No, I use rebar.
Yeah.
And I take in every time I do a pan, or every few times, because I notice that really the stuff, I can flip mine over, my rebar over, and the stuff at the bottom isn't rusted up.
Yeah.
So I have another contact, so I get 2 uses out of it, and then I just take and I wire wheel it clean. I wire wheel all the rust off. It's kind of it's labor intensive.
Yeah.
But you know.
I don't use a wire wheel.
Well, I do for my rebar.
Oh, your rebar.
For my rebar, yeah. I don't use it on cast iron.
Guys, I didn't mean to get him killed.
Nobody.
That's funny.
Nobody uses wire wheels. Those are outlawed. But no, I wire wheel my rebar after 2 or 3 uses in my E-tank. That's so that my connections stay good. I use jumper lines from each one, and I do about 6 in a 55-gallon drum, and so I get even coverage. I've really got to up my game with my battery charger. I just have a 10 amp charger. That's not really 40 is really what you want. You really want the 40 amp to do the best work, but so it does take me a little while longer, and but once it's sat in the E-tank.
See, I can't go that hot because I've got so much.
Where do you run your what do you run yours at? How many amps are you running yours at?
I can't go any higher than 10.
See, I do 10. See, mine.
I got so much surface area on my anodes, man. It's like it really. There's a lot of juice flowing.
Yeah, it takes a lot to get to that.
So you only got like 4 rebar.
Yeah,
so
I got 6.
6.
I got 6.
Yeah.
I keep 6 in there.
So you can get away with 40 amp.
Yeah. Well, I don't use 40. I use 10. I'd like to have.
That's what
I'd like to have 40. I'd like to have 40, like one of the old ones.
It depends on how big your piece is too, man.
Yeah.
Like bigger the piece, it's going to make contact, man.
Yeah. And with the lower amp, I find that the bigger the piece, the better it does. Do you find the same thing?
Yeah.
Like if I have like a griddle, I can do a griddle in a lot less time than I can do a skillet, or especially a Dutch oven. Because you got to get in there, you get the shadowing. You can get shadowing if it's not right, but yeah, I find when I do like a griddle, I get really good luck with that. In my thing,
I'm about ready to build a gigantic tank because I've got 2 wood cook stoves. I need something really big.
Yeah.
So I had some friends that shut down their electroplating business. Mm-hmm. They had tanks that they never used.
Oh, okay.
They always kept extras on hand just in case they broke. So I got one that's 3x3 and I got one that's 4x4, and they're both about 4 foot high.
Now Huey's saying in here that he's doing 90 amps on his.
Yeah.
Now what he uses, now Huey, you can correct me if I'm in the if I get this messed up, but and see you later, Cynthia. You use the inside of a you crack open a computer battery source, don't you? Like a hard drive kind of source?
I don't want Hog's electric bill. Huey's electric bill.
Yeah, no kidding, man. Yeah, I couldn't imagine it.
That's some funny stuff.
Yeah, Orphan Iron saves it just doesn't spend as much as Huey does.
Yeah. He's just up the road, man.
Yeah, he's not far from me. I don't know him.
He's a good dude.
I've never met him. I just know he's about 40 minutes from here.
He's a good dude.
Over toward Indiana. And he seems like I do follow him on if you guys don't already follow Orphan Iron on YouTube.
He's got a lot of quality iron, man.
Man, he's got some stuff. And I was watching him the other day, and he was cracking open signs.
Yeah.
Like pick with favorite signs, like advertising signs. He's got it all, man. Yeah. He was getting rid of manuals. I've got one manual behind you there, and that's a redo of a favorite one. But yeah, if you can find the manuals, that's just.
But once I get done boiling the piece in the E-tank, man, I take the pressure washer to it gets most of the stuff off. Mm-hmm. Then I do a stainless steel scrubby. scrub it. Then I take the SOS pad.
And you don't use vinegar.
No, I ruined one piece. One piece. I wasn't watching what I was doing. It's 50-50 mix, water, vinegar. Just forgot about it. I was like, you know what? I like walking away from stuff and letting things. After I did that, man, I was like, I'm building an E-tank. And I joined 2 E-tank builder groups. And I just kept reading their successes and their failures. And by the time I thought it out, I built my first E-tank and it was successment. I only tweaked it very little to perfect it.
See what I do anymore because
you learn a lot in these groups, man.
That's okay. I'm a really big believer in dipping. Now I don't use vinegar the way I used to, but I still will put like a 1/4 cup to a 1/2 cup in a lot of water. And I do highly suggest this to anybody who uses lye, especially not food grade lye like I use. I use plumber's lye 100%. And I always dip after the lye tank before I go to the E tank.
I love you, brother.
I always go with a little, like a 1/2 cup of 5% vinegar into 5 gallons of water just to neutralize the lye. That's just science. That's just science.
I used to keep that on hand, so if I got it on me,
you spray it.
I found out that's actually bad to do. You just got to use water.
I learned it from Fight Club.
Really?
Yeah, I learned it from watching Fight Club because I've seen Fight Club like 27 times. But yeah, that's where I learned it, and I always do that. I don't soak in vinegar anymore. I've learned that lesson. It's kind of one of those things with cast iron and cast iron restoration. The longer you do it, the more tricks you find, the easier. To be honest with you, I barely even scrub iron anymore. I've learned so many tricks.
Yeah.
I don't even sit and scrub anything anymore. It just
I did a few wire wheel jobs. Like I'd use a brass. Like when I first started, I had no clue. Put that golden look to it. Thank God it was an Asian piece, man.
Yeah.
But then I just, once I ruined it with the vinegar, I just went straight to the E-tank. I've never screwed up any pieces since then.
Yeah.
It's the safest way to do it. And plus, when you sell to collectors, when you sell to high-end collectors, they want the good stuff, man. They want to know that you're doing the right thing and you're not hurting that iron.
Right.
Like, that's their baby when they get their hands on it. They treasure that stuff. So,
yeah.
I try to maintain that high level of trust, man, with my buyers.
Well, and the thing of it is a lot of people like myself, I didn't get into it to collect it. I got into it because I really wanted to get away to a more natural lifestyle. I wanted to get away from chemicals and I wanted to get away from these things. I have very little plastic in my house as far as what I eat off of, what I drink out of. It's all glass, stainless steel, cast iron, enamel. Here and there.
Oh, yeah, Huey says he might soak one for 30 minutes to get rid of. You talking about carbon stains, Huey? Is that what you mean? Yeah, carbon stains can be a bitch sometimes.
But you can etch stuff too. You can make it real splotchy using vinegar.
Yeah.
If you go too strong, and it's when you're on the fly, sometimes it's kind of hard to judge that. That's why I always do the 1/2 cup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just enough to neutralize that and make sure that it's in cold water. But Val, thank you so much. Yeah, definitely hit the thumbs up. We have a lot of viewers tonight.
Man, he's getting a lot of hits, man. We're actually getting some good questions here.
Yeah, so if you haven't subscribed, I know that most people in here right now have subscribed, but if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a great deal. It doesn't cost anything. It doesn't get you. I don't get your emails. I don't get anything. It just helps me get more reach and more people to see good content like this. And this is what when I started doing the cooking videos and things like that, that was just something I started to do for fun. But I did say, I was going to start bringing a lot better content and things to do things like this. And I do know a lot of collectors, and I do know a lot of people that restore like my friend Artie here. And that's what I want to try to bring is something positive to the cast iron community.
And again, I don't know everything, man. I've got my own niche. I found out what works for me.
Yeah.
I don't try to get people to come to my side or anything.
Yeah.
I tell, find your way of doing it.
Yeah.
everybody's different.
Yeah.
And everybody's set up different.
Everybody's set up different.
Yeah,
That's like I tell people, when they ask me like, how do you cook an egg or whatever, and it's like, well, my stove is different than your stove.
Yeah.
I try to go at a certain temperature. I do this, but I mean, and seasoning. I mean, it depends on your stove. It depends on a lot of things. You have to just find your way. That's what we're.
Now, as far as the avocado oil,
Yeah.
I did not invent that. My grandmother taught me that.
And that's
She used to come back from California with a 5-gallon jug of it.
Yeah.
Every time she come back.
And I've had people, because I do sell cast iron cure on eBay, and I'm not going to sit here and plug that all night. But I had.
Yeah, did you hear that? He's the creator of Cast Iron Cure.
Yeah, beeswax seasoning,
Yeah.
and
I told him I know you buzzy wax guys.
but and I didn't rip anybody off. I did this. This is a formula that I learned from the elders of the little teeny community that I'm from, and have been doing that since I started doing cast iron. That's how they used to.
I still got the can you give.
That's how they used to preserve like tractor parts. They would dip it in beeswax and things like that, and that's where I kind of learned how to do it. And then I also, the thing of it is I make beard products. Seven Shamrocks Beard Company is that's what I do for a living, and that's where I learned the process of making the cast iron cure. So that's where that all came from. I kind of got sidetracked, but yeah.
Yeah, you use avocado in yours.
Yeah, well thanks for reminding. I've had a lot of people that buy the product and then they'll say, oh well, avocado is no good to season with, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
it's such and the reason that I use the proprietary blend that I do is that avocado oil in the proportion that I use it to helps bind everything together. It's a binder. It's people don't realize that there's a lot to oils, and
they're not all the same.
They're not all the same, and each oil has its own. The reason they have different smoke points is they have different viscosities. And the avocado oil works really good with the grapeseed oil as a binder, and you get all the good properties of everything. And I tried to find some that had a similar smoke point and the least amount of smoke. That's the other reason I do the cast iron cure is that it didn't it has I can't do Crisco in my kitchen in December, January here in Ohio.
Yeah.
But I can do.
Yeah, you got recirculatory. It's not a positive vent.
Yeah. It goes out. You know what I mean? It goes out, but
I put a fan man, I suck that stuff out.
But Crisco, man,
me up.
if I do Crisco in the wintertime here, I mean you can't breathe in the house, but I can do cast iron cure in the wintertime and it virtually gets no smoke because of the beeswax and the high smoke point. I can just barely hit it and it works great,
But yeah, my process of seasoning, once I scrub it and hand dry
Thanks,
it,
Artie Scott. Appreciate it.
I wipe it dry, stick it in the oven, I take it clear to 500 degrees, and I burn off any possible residues. It's usually not on there, but just in case.
Right.
And then I let it cool down completely. Then I heat it back up to 200, totally saturate it wet, let it set and cool down.
Yeah.
Then I wipe it dry to the touch.
So after you've hit the 500 and you take it out, let it cool. You soak it down again.
After I heat it up 200 degrees. Because you're kind of like opening up the voids.
Okay.
And it gets locked in there, but
right.
then I dry it off. And I let it set for a couple days, and it literally, I don't know if it oxidizes, I don't know what it does, but I notice if I let it set for a couple days, it gets black.
Well, avocado is a binder. It has a binding
really,
property.
Really
it has a binding property to it.
Then I stick it in there dry at 500, and then it really gets black, but it's like flat black. That's when I got two baby 100% cotton t-shirts. They're infant t-shirts.
Yeah.
And the reason why I don't cut t-shirts up, because then they start fraying. You get lint and stuff in your oil.
Yeah.
The little baby shirts, man, I'll just wick enough in there where when I wipe it, they're not soaking wet. But I'm able to wipe super thin coats on. It's like painting lacquer, So
yeah.
500, 500, 500. Then once it starts getting glossy, then I back down the temperature where it really gets glossy.
Right.
And I do no less than 7 coats. That's how I get that super, super glossy look, man.
Do you ever use paintbrushes?
No. Well, yeah, for like corn stick pans and waffle irons, man, because those things.
I use it for like the more modern Wagner that's real rough on the outsides.
Yeah.
I use a paintbrush with just plain avocado oil.
Yeah.
That's what I do. And I mean,
I've had it in there good.
Oh, yeah, I've had great luck with it.
You're not tearing up paper towels and cloths or getting linen, you know.
Yeah, I use it just not like a paintbrush, but like a painter's paint, like an oil painter's paintbrush. I don't have one. Usually I have a couple of them sitting up here, but I ruined the last ones I had. Let's see. Let's read some of this. Yeah. Crisco's okay.
Jody, that's my wife, Jody M.
Yeah.
She goes, Artie opens up the windows no matter the weather. Occasionally smokes me out.
Yeah.
Actually, get this. She doesn't really complain when the smoke. It's when it's bare iron. She don't like that smell of iron when it's baking.
Yeah. Well, no, but I don't either.
It chokes her. Man.
Yeah, I don't either.
I noticed that's when she gripes. But yeah, I open up the windows, man. I got a big fan. It's even in the dead of winter, it could be 0 out.
Yeah.
And I'm seasoning, man.
Yeah. Hey, hand me that number 4 Wagner. I just want to show folks something real quick. It's right there.
Right here?
Yeah, that one there. When you use the beeswax seasoning, that's the coating, that's the finish you're going to get. is you're going to get that golden, and then it's going to turn black really, really quick after that. So for folks that are worry about getting that black texture, well, I got a little bit of rust right there.
Now, do you have a gas? Oh, you got
electric stove. But yeah, you'll get a. That's 3 rounds, and I never use it. I need to use it because that's why you use your cast iron so it doesn't get little rust spots on it. But anyway,
no, that's wax, right?
Yeah, that's when I've seasoned them all with.
I have no luck with it. I can't get it to build up and be black like the.
I do 3 rounds and I let it go.
But I mean, that's cool. I mean, it's your niche, dude.
Yeah, it's 3 rounds and I let it go, and then it just blackens up on its own. But I use it every time. I use it as a conditioner when I'm done.
Number 4 stylized.
Yeah, I use when I'm done, I heat my pans up just like you would with oil.
Yeah.
And it's right. Just put it right back on there. Yeah. Oh, okay.
Stargate, sir.
Yeah, Stargate.
Big spinner.
Tragically hip. I gotta have it. I love that too. I love that pan. You know, when I first got Stargazer, I hated it, but now I really love it. I really like that pan. I've used it a gazillion times. And for the first year I had it, I barely ever used it. I couldn't get the seasoning to stick. But I just kept using it, and eventually, I mean, it's not if you look at the inside of it, it doesn't have the greatest seasoning, and you know, it's got some difficulties, but it's definitely a great pan. I really do, and I like the little pour spouts stuff. What you looking for?
You don't have a wok.
I do not have a wok.
You need a wok, dude.
I know.
Man, Martha has one hanging up, and I'm like. You're like doing things the hard way. I'm like, you're really missing out on scrambling eggs with a wok.
Yeah.
She's like, really?
We had a lo mein disaster the other day because I tried to do it I did lo mein for the first time in a number 10 lodge, and it was too much. By the time I poured all the noodles and all the vegetables in with the meat, it was just like it was like to the top. Yeah. And I'm just like two utensils flipping it over. It was a total disaster.
Someone said wok? Yeah.
Yeah. There's cast iron.
How's it going, Eric? Yeah, man. I've got 2 12-inch with the long handle, and I got 1 14-inch. I usually use that at the camp. Mm-hmm. But mine, both of them, they've been used so much, they're baby butt smooth, man. They're like glass. Yeah. And then I got the Wagner glass lids. Mm-hmm. I'll put a meat trivet down at the bottom and put vegetables in and steam them.
Oh, okay.
Glass. I'm telling you, I use my woks a lot, man.
Really?
Yeah. I brought it to Martha's house. I totally forgot she had one, or I'd have left it at the house.
Yeah, Ming was just complaining we didn't have one when we were making that. She was like, Dad, you have everything in the world in your kitchen. One, she's like, why don't you have a wok? And she goes, didn't we used to have one? And I'm like, yeah. When we moved, I gave it away.
Get on Agri Supply. You've heard of them?
Yeah.
They sell the stainless steel ladle, which is a hoke, and they got the chuan, which is the spatula specifically made for the wok.
Shovel spatula?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm telling you, man. Anybody doesn't have a cast iron wok, they're missing out, man.
Yeah, I'll have to get one.
I've cooked all kinds of stuff in mine, man.
That's awesome.
Even taco meat. Just simple thing, taco meat. Man, you sit there. I got these food choppers that are round. They got the 6 blades. Man, you sit there just chopping the contours.
You like one of these? One of these things?
No, that's actually a pie.
That's from
thing.
from Hokkaido. Yeah.
These are cast iron food choppers with the carbon steel blades.
Oh, okay.
And they totally fit the 12-inch wok perfectly, man.
Yeah.
I have to hook you up with one. I got a couple extras.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you got to get a wok.
Yeah. I will. I'll get a wok.
Yeah.
I have no reason not to. Yeah. Kids
See?
in the comments.
Eric even says you need a freaking wok, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Hey, man, thanks for the lip, pal. I tried messaging you before, but I never could contact you on YouTube. I go by Artismo Gizmo on YouTube, so I kind of disabled everything. I used to have a lot of videos of Manny Charlton whenever I was doing a lot of promo work for him. I pulled it about a year before he passed away, and now his wife is like yanking everything off of YouTube that pertains to it. He was the lead guitarist of Nazareth, wrote and produced all their biggest albums. That was what I did on YouTube. Now I'm into cast iron. I should be doing that.
But how long have you been like doing and collecting cast iron? Like
I didn't collect it when my grandmother was into it. I just helped her scrub the crap out of them.
Yeah.
I got a bad taste in my mouth because somebody took all my grandmother's stuff and kind of ticked me off. So I never really I never really messed with it for many years. And then when I got to the farm it was a 30-acre farm in West Virginia my wife bought. And I got a hold of my other grandmother's cast iron chicken fryer. So I got online and was like, okay, how do I strip this? How do I season it? Blah, blah, blah. I just started paying attention.
And how long ago do you think that was?
That's been 2011.
Okay.
And I just slowly we started going to Florida. I started buying pieces off of Facebook. And I got bit, man. I got a bad addiction. Yeah. I've become a cast iron vampire.
See, I grew up with cast iron too, but I didn't realize like what was there. You know, like, and even some of the pieces like I've shown on
dark world
on the channel. I mean, I grew up with it there. I just didn't. I didn't realize it. And I've told people this. I've mentioned it so many times. I'm not going to get into it too much, but I didn't know it was a thing. Like I didn't know these things were still around.
Yeah.
You know, and I got a couple pieces that my mom got me. I did some work for a collector because I knew how to clean it.
Yeah.
And I just got kind of bit doing that. But yeah, you're the same way. I grew up with it, but I didn't realize what all it was.
Man, I cannot thank the people on Facebook enough. Like all my pals on. The reason why I'm not dropping many names, I don't know if they want me really dropping their name.
Right.
But they've helped me a lot, dude. I've learned so much from these guys, and it's not just from this one or that one. It's all of them.
Yeah.
You know, they're all cool, man. They've always treated me cool.
Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to respond to Cast Iron Chaos. Yeah, it is cool that your cousins, even though you didn't get it, you know, your cousins, it's still there, and it's nice when you at least know where it went to. You know, it didn't go in a garage sale or Goodwill or something like that. You can at least go and see it, maybe even borrow it. Just try. Let's see. There was an article. Interview.
Cast iron vampire.
He was amazed with the internet cast iron.
Yeah, I got bit, man. I'm infected.
And there's a lot of people. It's all walks of life. You know what I mean? It's
everybody. I've seen like super rich people into it, super poor.
The first Griswold I ever got was from a doctor. He was selling on Facebook Marketplace. I got a Griswold small logo number 6.
Really?
Yeah, I got it for $30. This has been like 6-7 years ago. I've since sold it because I thought I could find more of them. But and I had a friend of mine in New York that could never find Griswold, so I sold it to her. But yeah, I bought it from a doctor. You know, I mean, it's just people. You know, it's just everybody. Everybody's into it. It all walks of life. It's a fun community to be involved in.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's why I love like going to Cornbread Festival and going to these Wednesday lives. That's that's one of the reasons I do this too. I mean, it's just
if you're a half decent person, you try to treat others good.
Yeah.
It comes back to you, man.
Yeah.
I've
it definitely does.
Done things for total strangers, and then total strangers just like cook me up with stuff. It's like, you want this?
Yeah.
I don't know that person from Adam.
I wish I had a count of all the cast iron that I've been given or given away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have no idea. I've given a lot away. I've gotten a lot. You know.
People know that I do it, and they're like, I'll wake up in the morning and there's a stack over on my pot. Like, I don't need any more of this, man. It's like I'm trying to get rid of it. I live in a shoebox.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had people leave their cast iron on my door with a note saying, "Hey, can you restore this?" and then call me at this number, and I'll restore it. And they don't even care. And you know, I'll call the number and I'm like, "Well, this is how much I have to charge to do it."
Yeah.
And they're like, "That's fine. It's a lot cheaper than I thought it was going to be." Because you're taking the dirtiest thing in their kitchen and you're cleaning it for them. You know what I mean? For 25, 30
I like
bucks,
that look
40
on
bucks.
their face when you give it back to them.
Yeah,
like,
that's
that
fun.
Was Grandma's skillet.
Yeah, that's fun.
Sometimes they cry.
Yeah, I had a guy who got a bunch of pans off of the inside of a barn. That was his grandpa's. They were just hung up.
Oh wow.
And he brought them to me, and he was like, "Oh my gosh, they look brand new." And he was really moved by it. You know, when you do that for people, it's really cool.
Another thing I might do, somebody will hand me Grandma's skillet, like it's been handed down like 3 and 4 generations.
Yeah.
Something from the 1800s. Anything. It could be a newer Griswold from the 40s or something.
Yeah.
And this is my grandmother's skillet, or this is my grandfather, this is my uncle's, or whoever.
Yeah.
And can you restore this? Yeah, man, I love doing that. You're taking that piece and bringing it back to life and handing it to them. And a lot of times they just hang it up and look at it.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That's the thing with this hobby is that you can find something that's 120 years old, and you can find it one week and clean it up the next week, and then the following week you're making breakfast in it. It's not something like art, or it's not something like a painting or a rug or something like that. It's something that you can actually do the same thing that somebody did 100 years ago.
Everyday use.
Yeah, and use it every single day. It's a neat way to it's a neat hobby, for sure. You can definitely do that. I just can't believe how many people showed up tonight. We've got 33 in the live right now, and the actual count is probably way higher than that. Let me see. I gave Mudbrooker. Oh shoot, that went away. I gave Mudbrooker the Wisconsin pan and
hey Brad, what's up, buddy?
Grabbed a Texas pan for me.
Well.
Oh, the American skillet style. Is that what you're talking about, Huey? The American skillet. I'm still trying to. I want an Ohio one, but I don't want to pay the $120, which I don't know. I think it's because of the size of them that I don't want to pay the $120. They're definitely neat pieces, but I don't know. I'm one of those that.
Now there's my wife. She's working on a project now. She's making a bag to carry. I shouldn't be saying this, but she's making a prototype bag to carry a skillet in, a cast iron skillet.
Oh, really?
Like a purse.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a quilter. She's really good at what she does, man. I always encourage her. That's her art. That's her release.
I'd like to have one that's made out of denim. I'd like to have a denim holder.
Hey, talk to her, boy.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool.
She could do it, man. I want to see her get it done, so when we come to the Cornbread Festival, she'll have it ready. You know what I mean? Who knows, man?
No hype. You're currently trying to restore my first vintage skillet from my grandmother. I don't know what it is though. Well, all you got to do is just go to any place and go to one of these Facebook pages or something like that, and just put a picture of it up. And I'm telling you, somebody will know what it is or have a good idea who made it, and probably tell you. I've seen people really identify some stuff, and they can tell you all about it.
Walking encyclopedias, man.
Yeah.
They can look.
Yeah.
When you know, you know. Like
when you know, you know.
They look at a handle or just one. Oh, that's whatever.
There's a girl that I follow, a lady that I follow, and she just reads. She reads on YouTube.
Yeah.
And so I sort of put it on the background and kind of have somebody read me a book,
Yeah.
But she's a camper, and she was like, I got this skillet and I don't know what it is, and I was like, oh, it's a new lodge. I can just tell by look. You know what I mean? You get that thing. You can just tell by looking at things. What they are.
Certain things. There's people that's asked me stuff. I might know.
No hype.
You always know somebody somebody that knows what.
I remember going to Cast Iron Chaos's Facebook group years and years ago, and my mom had skillets that were that she'd gotten at whatever, and getting those identified. and how fun that was. You know what I mean? That's why that's why I don't mind doing it. You know, people are sometimes afraid to ask, but that's the no hype. That's the exciting part of the hobby. It's the scratch. It's like a scratch off lottery ticket. Sometimes you may get an Asian piece, and sometimes you may get that Griswold. You don't know. Yeah, you don't know what's under the crud, man. You don't know what's under the crud. Could be anything.
I'm waiting to find an eerie spider.
Yeah.
I'll literally autograph my pants, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, spider would be fun to have. But, you know, and that's the thing. There's so many more rare pieces that are just as cool. You know what I mean?
The obscure stuff. I'll sell Griswold all day long. I'll go after the obscure stuff.
Griswold's nice stuff, though. And, you know, seeing your Griswold tonight, that's like, man, I really wish I had more of it because it is quality. I got to throw, you know, I'm not a hater of Griswold. I just don't have a lot of it because I collect, well, I could just collect different stuff. I'm a Pickwa favorite guy. I do like my flat bottom Wagners. You know, I know they're not the most, I like my flat bottom Wagners because they're great to cook with. Yeah. You know, you just can't, you know, they're made to cook.
Made a lot of smooth stuff, man.
And they're just great on it. They're great on it.
I got a pal down in Alabama, if he's still in Alabama, Kevin Abney. He's a big freaking Wagner fan. Big Wagner fan.
Yeah, they're cool. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're a cool pan, and they had, you know, there's things out there too. It's like you know, people ask, you know, what's my holy grail pan, and you know, I always say it's the Grateful Dead Lodge pans.
Oh, steal your face. Yeah, I know you have me looking for one.
The steal your face ones, but the one I'm really looking for, and I can never find it, is the Pickwa favorite breakfast skillet. I can never find one, and they're so unusual. They look like a cafeteria pan.
Yeah.
Like you got, you know, back when you were a kid and you were in grade school and they give you those plates, the separated plates. That's what they look like. They're like that. And
I've only seen one of those, and that was on Facebook.
Yeah, I've never seen one. I've only seen them in books. That's the only place I've ever seen them.
Dude, I'm not kidding. We recently tallied up the miles we've driven all of our cars. It's like over 1 million miles.
Yeah.
And my wife is travel nurse and stuff. Of course, we're not strangers just jumping in a vehicle and go.
Yeah. Well, not everybody.
We're traveling. We're going to go to St. Louis again. Yeah. She's going to do a thing.
And not everybody lives like right outside of Sydney either, where you can find like crazy stuff.
I've been everywhere. I've seen a lot of obscure places and seen a lot of obscure iron.
Yeah.
I've got pictures on my external hard drives that if I dug them out, it'd take me forever to post them on Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, things that I totally forgot that I took pictures of.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll look through them like, man, what?
You know, and I sometimes forget how lucky I am. It's like people are like, I hear a lot of people say, oh man, I've never even seen an Indian head. Wapak. Yeah. I could literally get a Wapak Indian head this week. Yeah. If I really wanted to find one, and I could.
They got to be around here.
And I could drive and do it.
We're in Wapakoneta County.
Yeah. Yeah, Wapakoneta is right up the road. Yeah. I mean, it's Wapakoneta.
Yeah.
And but yeah, I mean, I could get one by Saturday, you know, and damn near any size, as long as it's just a skillet.
I'm in the epicenter of the Wapak country guys.
Yeah. We're right in the middle.
He grew up there.
The heart of it all.
Yeah.
The heart of it all, as they say. Except for Erie, Pennsylvania, you know, I'm sure but see.
Dude, you know what's hard about that?
What?
Yeah, there's a lot of Griswold up there. But there's a lot of freaking collectors with this. They got deep pockets, man. They snag it up.
That's a nice area though.
Yeah.
That you get up outside of Warren and places like that. That's beautiful country. So you know they got to have some bucks.
My wife went to college up around that area. She knows that area pretty good.
Yeah.
Puxatawny, man, that's a weird little area. But I mean, everybody's nice.
Yeah.
It's just a weird area.
Yeah.
You know, they're weirdly nice. Yeah. But I went to that big Griswold auction. I videotaped a lot. We kept track of everything was set. It wasn't just a live auction. There was 3 different websites that they were bidding on too. So it was online as well.
Yeah.
That stuff sold phenomenally.
Well advertised.
I ended up with that one little pot. That's all I was able to afford.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. People are bidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like a sporting event.
Well, that's how it is here when we have, because there's big, one of the guys that was from around here, Tom Oren, was one of the presidents of the Wagner Griswold Society. Yeah. And when his collection went up years ago, I mean, it was Wapak everything. He had the 7, 8, 9, Dutch ovens. Of course, they were all cracked. The best one I've ever seen is the one I have, but I mean, there were Wapak collectors from all over.
Now, how far out have you ventured?
What do you mean?
Like, how far out have you ventured to look for cast iron?
Oh, I mean, I've hit shit. I've been all the way over like to Portland, Indiana. Portland, Indiana is a good spot.
Really?
Yeah, that's a really good spot to.
Hear that, Debbie?
Yeah, Portland. I've been to Portland a few times. I mean, I just go a lot of times around here. You go to garage sales. You know what I mean? That's where you find a lot of the good stuff. I mean, it's just because I mean I work with people right now that that worked at Wagner. Yeah. Or their grandparents worked at Wagner, and they got gifts. I mean, just like any company out there, they give you shit at Christmas time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So they give you Dutch ovens, they give you this. I worked with a guy, I was at his house just, drinking beers after work one day, and he opened a closet, and he had a closet full of Wagner that was in the box.
Oh, jeez.
You know what I mean?
Jeez.
It's just, you just get to the right, the right source or the right people, people that worked there, the grandfather worked there, great grandfather worked there. I mean, it's been here for.
I like hearing that stuff, man.
It's been here forever. The cool thing to find around here is trench art. That's the really cool piece. That's a real cool thing when you find stuff that they made for themselves. But anyway, I think we're gonna get Artie packed up here. We're gonna eat and all that stuff. We've been doing it 2 hours now.
What, but the 2 hours?
Yeah,
Wow.
It's 2 hours. That's usually when I cut it off.
I had fun.
Yeah, I had a great time.
I'm gonna be signing off, guys. Hey, thanks for hanging out.
Yeah, thanks for everybody that was on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, that hit the like button, that subscribed tonight. That was fantastic.
We'll have to do this again, man.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again.
Yeah.
And you got stuff. One of these days, I'll get my stuff out. I've got it all over the house. It's everywhere, and I'll do a little thing like we just did tonight. But man, Artie, I really appreciate you bringing all this stuff all the way
My
from
wife's talking
Virginia.
to Cast Iron Chaos. She was there. She met him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good guy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, he's a good guy, and he does a lot of good things for the community. I mean, look at all the people that cast iron. I mean, seriously, I know we're dropping off viewers, and it's usually time that I get off here. 2 hours is my usual limit, but
thanks, Greg. Appreciate you.
Yeah. Thanks, Greg, for showing up. But that's Cast Iron Chaos has done a lot for everybody, or a lot for a lot of people in cast iron. He's brought a lot of awareness. And in a positive way to the community, and got a lot of people collecting, and really does things the right way. And there's good guys out here. They're like yeah, and you got Mudbrooker, guys like that you can see a lot of these videos where you got guys polishing stuff to mirror finish for clickbait and all this. But the people that are in this tight little bit of a community, we try to do stuff right. We try to be. We try to show people how to do it the right way, and expand the community. But anyway, we're gonna get off of here. Thanks for
hanging out, guys.
Yeah, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for hitting the like button. And anyway, we're gonna jump off here and we're gonna eat. And we got a lot of packing. We got a lot of packing up to do.
I got a lot of packing.
All right. So hey, we'll see you next Thursday, and I will also see you in the comments sections. Thanks. See ya.